4:47 a.m. Red and blue strobes wash over my driveway. Two sheriff cruisers idle beside my mud-splattered F-250, which is parked squarely on the concrete pad I paid for, nowhere near the street. Across the sidewalk stands Connie Reddle, arms folded, smug grin fixed, certain she's already won. An officer steps out. She jabs a finger at me and snaps, "My taxes, pay your check, arrest him." In that instant I realize this has nothing to do with blocked sight lines. It's about domination, the brand of small-town tyranny that steamrolls decent folks daily. Only problem for Connie. She doesn't know I'm Lieutenant Col Vance Hartwick, U.S. Army, 23 years of dismantling threats scarier than a wannabe HOA despot. So, what would you have done? Drop your own war stories below and let me know where you're tuning in from. My resume? Lieutenant Colonel, Army Intelligence, 23 years active. Newly shifted to reserve status. 1 weekend a month keeps the skills sharp. After 2 decades of base housing uprooting every 18 months, and waking to mortars instead of alarm clocks, I finally signed papers on real land, 4 wooded acres in Pinewood Estates, Colorado. My wife, Marina, a no-nonsense ICU nurse tougher than half the soldiers I've led, was ecstatic. Our sons at West Point, our daughters engineering at CU Boulder. This was supposed to be the quiet chapter. Each dawn I'd pour black coffee, step onto the porch and inhale pine resin laced with diesel from my truck. Air that didn't taste like sand or burning oil. Paradise until week 8. Pinewood Estates, 47 homes in the hills outside Colorado Springs. A voluntary HOA, mostly retirees and young families planning potlucks or quibbling over mailbox paint. Then there's Connie Reddle, 52, HOA vice president, married to Garrett, a real estate attorney who's never home, no kids, biggest house, surgically manicured lawn, chemical fertilizer so sharp it stings your nostrils. Evenings she patrols in clicking heels, timing every step like a metronome. She speaks in property values and community standards, but listen closely. It's coded. Transient renters means the Hispanic family 3 doors down. The combat vet's work van. Street clutter. You get it. 2 weeks after move-in, Connie knocks with a welcome packet. One section is highlighted. Vehicles over 6,000 lbs must be garaged or hidden behind fencing. My F-250 weighs 6,400. She smiles. Just a friendly reminder, we like tidy. I nod, shut the door. Marina, watching, mutters, "That woman's trouble." I shrug. She's right. 12 weeks in, I return from drill, truck caked in mud. I park on my own slab, planning a wash later. Sunday, 7 a.m., Connie's at the door before my coffee cools. "Move that eyesore now. It's on my property. I'll scrub it this afternoon." Her cheeks flush crimson. "We'll see." Heels march off. From the kitchen, Marina calls, "Told you." Monday, 6:45. Second cup in hand, I spot flashing lights. Connie's pointing at my truck like a JTAC cueing an airstrike. 2 deputies exit. The tall one, Kraus, notes my army shirt and the decal on the rear window. His shoulders ease. "Morning, sir," he says. "Report of an illegally parked vehicle." He eyeballs the wide-open street, my fully contained driveway, then me. "On my property," I confirm. Kraus paces, mentally measuring setbacks, then faces Connie. "Ma'am, the truck's entirely on private land. No violation." Her voice cuts like glass. "File a report." He's ignoring covenant standards. Kraus hands me an incident number, labels the call unfounded, and drives off. By dusk, an email lands from Dale Payton. "Joe President, subject, courtesy reminder, vehicle placement. Corporate fluff, CC'd to every resident." Marina skims it. She's building a paper trail. I reply all, attach my survey, cite county records stating the covenants are unenforceable, add the plat map, and hit send. I imagine that's the end. Wrong. Next dawn, an orange traffic cone sits at my apron. Security cam shows 11 p.m. Silver Lexus, passenger door. Garrett Reddle places the cone, drives off. I tote the cone to Connie's flawless porch with a note. "Believe you dropped this." "V, stop poking the bear," Marina warns. "Bear poked first," I grin. That afternoon, a county code enforcement truck rolls up. Officer Raul Espinosa says someone reported unpermitted grading. He walks the lot, shakes his head. 5th bogus call from this street this month. Over coffee, he whispers, "For $15 you can pull a county report listing every complaint ever filed against your address. Helps prove harassment." I order it immediately. unaware how valuable it'll be. 3 days later, slow-driving cars eyeball my property. Connie's canvassing. Signatures for a voluntary covenant enforcement initiative, blaming a slight dip in appraisals on commercial vehicles and non-conforming maintenance code for my truck and the vet's van. 11 of 47 homeowners sign, mostly retirees duped by her sales pitch. Then an unstamped letter appears in my mailbox. Military types think they're above the rules. Sell and move to base housing. Lavender lotion scent, Connie's calling card. I sleeve the letter, file it between cone photos and code complaint docs. Next, Marina comes home furious. A bogus parking ticket during her ICU night shift, dismissed in 48 hours. Days later, her hospital gets an anonymous call claiming she arrives drunk. Mandatory investigation clears her but leaves her humiliated. She went after my job, Marina whispers, eyes glossy. That flips my operator switch. I phone Capt. Lynette Torren, JAG. She hears me out. False reports to an employer? That's tortious interference, suable. For now, file a harassment report. Courts adore timelines. Document everything. Deputy Krause takes my statement seriously this time. Lynette also notes nonprofit HOAs must reveal finances. $50 obtains the books. I file the request, not knowing the mess I'll uncover. 2 weeks later, Connie forces Dale to call an emergency HOA meeting with 24 hours notice, aiming to keep attendance low. 19 still show. She runs a slideshow. Photos of my truck, survey stakes, even my security cams. Her plan? 100 voluntary fines and weekend security patrols. 100 voluntary fines and weekend security patrols. 40 per household monthly. Mid-presentation postal worker. Marcus Tillman raises a hand. Connie, this feels personal. His truck's on his property. Why care? Her reply, because people like him don't respect standards, lands like a grenade. Meeting fizzles. At home, Marina and I sift through the HOA financial packet that finally arrived. 18 months of spending. $8,400 in vague admin costs, plus $1,200 paid to Garrett's firm for covenant review. Marina circles the questionable lines. Board members can't pay themselves or relatives without disclosure and vote. None recorded. Fraud, plain and simple. Marcus corners me at the mailbox. Connie's run off 3 families in 9 years. Noise, maintenance, whatever, but never white folks. If you're mounting a pushback, count me in. I shake his hand. Sleepless at 2 a.m., I dig through county databases. Connie and Garrett owe $47K in back property taxes. Foreclosure only paused by hardship claim. Garrett's firm paid $230K malpractice settlement 8 months ago. Suddenly, her obsession with values makes sense. She's drowning using HOA theatrics as a life raft. I decide not to weaponize the dirt, yet. Instead, I apply pressure legally. Truck polished daily, flagpole installed to code. Decorative boulder placed square in her line of sight. All within regulations, each move reminding her I'm immovable. From our porch, Marina murmurs, "You're poking the bear." I flip burgers and answer, giving her rope. 2 days later, Marcus arrives with beer, Yolanda Sims, single mom teacher, and Gil Farnsworth, 71-year-old Korean War vet, want in. Connie called Yolanda's trampoline unsafe, sicking inspectors on her. Tried forcing Gil to remove his memorial flagpole. Saturday, 4 of us huddle around my table while Marina takes notes. Pattern's obvious. Connie targets anyone who's brown, blue-collar, or simply inconvenient. The plan, pure Army Op style. Marcus files a complaint with the Secretary of State over financial irregularities. We petition for a special HOA meeting. Bylaws say 20% of homeowners, 10 signatures, can force it. We'll have more. Prepare a factual presentation, no rhetoric, detailing fraud and harassment. Invite local media. Yolanda's got a Gazette contact. After everyone leaves, Marina asks, why not just move? Spent 20 years facing warlords, I tell her. Not running from one in heels. She nods. Then fight. The week before our meeting, I wake to 4 slashed tires, $800 damage. Security footage shows a hooded figure avoiding cameras. Krause logs the vandalism, can't press charges without a clear face, but adds it to the growing file. Soon, a fake Facebook profile, concerned Pinewood resident, posts that an aggressive military neighbor threatens kids and spies on families. Yolanda screenshots everything before it's deleted. My son at West Point calls, worried. I remind him documents stay calm, truth wins. We bind every piece of evidence into spiral dossiers ready for the meeting. At 10 p.m. Sunday, Dale emails. Meeting postponed indefinitely per Garrett's legal concerns. I call Dale, cite bylaws. Special meeting must occur within 14 days or the board risks suit. He caves. Thursday, 7 p.m. Community Center. Thursday night buzzes like pre-mission. 41 of 47 households show, a record. Connie sits front and center. Glossy packets stacked, pearls shining. Garrett scrolls his phone. Deputy Krause looms at the back per my request. Gazette reporter Jenna Carlson sets up in row 2. Dale gavels in, shakily grants Connie the floor. She delivers a sanctimonious speech about volunteer service and outsiders challenging community values. Mid-monologue. Marcus calls point of order. She's lying and we all know it. Chaos ripples. Dale, sweating, yields the floor to me. I distribute spiral dossiers, one per attendee. Name, rank, background, then slideshow. Timeline from welcome packet to vandalism. Fake Facebook smear. Financial misconduct. 8.4K administrative. 1.2K to Garrett without board vote. State complaint filed that morning. Connie squeaks, must slander. Garrett mutters. Connie, stop talking. White shock faces everywhere. I propose immediate board recall and new elections within 30 days. A neighbor I hardly know seconds it. Vote 38 for recall. Metal door slams as Connie and Garrett storm out. Outside, Jenna asks for a quote. HOAs aren't evil. Unchecked power is, I say. Ask questions, demand transparency. She snaps a photo of our small coalition, tired but grinning. A week later, fresh elections. Marcus president, Yolanda treasurer, Gil secretary. They ask me to join. I decline, just want coffee on my porch. State audit arrives, confirms 8.4K undocumented spending, 1.2K improper payment, recommends restitution and possible fraud charges. Connie and Garrett list their house, accept an offer 30K below asking, flee within 2 months. Foreclosure clock ticking, new board scraps Connie's fines. Launches real community projects, quarterly BBQs, holiday light celebration, an actual neighborhood watch for safety. Marcus proposes a $500 Pinewood Unity Scholarship. First pancake breakfast fundraiser nets $2,000. I flip pancakes. Marina pours coffee. Kids play soccer. For the first time, Pinewood feels like home. 2 years on, Yolanda's daughter wins the scholarship. 6 months later, our son graduates West Point and tells me my calm strategy taught him more about leadership than any textbook. We host a celebratory dinner. Old friends, new neighbors, a young family who bought Connie's house. Marina's cooking. My spotless F-250 proudly in the driveway, nobody cares. While drying dishes, Marina teases that another neighbor is battling a developer's eminent domain threat. You can't help yourself, she smiles. I shrug. Someone has to stand up to bullies, so if you're wrestling with an HOA tyrant, share your story below. The toughest tale gets spotlighted next Tuesday. Remember, quiet professionalism beats loud oppression every time. Thanks for watching. See you next week.